Good morning, Wadsworth. I'm Janie Parrish, the director of the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, along with my stunningly gorgeous, debonair, beautiful co-host, Joe McNeil. How do you like that?
Wow, that was pretty good.
I practiced.
Yeah, you did.
I practiced.
Yeah, you did.
From Westfield Bank, and also Joe is the president of our Wadsworth Chamber Board for this year and next year. He doesn't know about the second year yet. I'm teasing. Good morning, Joe.
Yeah.
Good morning.
You'll learn you can't ever say no to her.
Yeah, he has already learned that. So here we are with the director at the beautiful, truly beautiful Galaxy Restaurant and Banquet Center, David Cavalier. Good morning, David.
He's the legend.
He's the legend. And
I don't know about all that.
that we're here at the Galaxy and wanted to get this interview in before the end of March is David is retiring. And what a loss for...
Big time.
Big time loss, not only for the Galaxy, but for the community. 'Cause when we say people don't say no to me, yeah, David doesn't say no to people. He always tries to figure out a way. Yeah.
Yep.
So good morning, David.
Good morning.
Okay. So let's start out with, I want to know how you came to the Galaxy, because you've been here 20 years.
Yep, actually, I've been with the Leatherman family 24 years. I started out as a dietary manager. When I first came here, we had 22 nursing homes.
Wow.
And I started as a dietary manager. I actually got hired in a 200-bed home in Talmadge, and then they brought me over to Liberty Residence 1 so I could cook more freely, and that's how I ended up in Wadsworth at Liberty Residence 1.
You were probably excited to get out of Talmadge because of the circle. You could never get around there.
That was actually my first time ever being there.
Yeah.
Well, and this was when I came here too. Is the first time I've ever been to Wadsworth. So
Okay.
I'm originally from Canton.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but now we've been here. I've been here 24 years. Come this June.
Now, what made you get into food service?
I was in the theater business right out of high school and stuff. I was a projectionist and business agent and president.
We're laughing
win.
because of the car.
Yeah, you can't find a place in here to have peace and
There's always
quiet.
something
Yeah.
going on.
So anyhow, I was in the theater business, and then I built a theater in the mall over in Alliance
Oh,
and the Carnation Mall, and I lost a lot of money there. It didn't go real well,
Oh.
and I decided to get out of that business. It was right in the 80s when video stores were getting popular and people were starting to rent movies and not going to first-run movies, and then the film company gets 90% of your box office, so that's why popcorn and candy cost so much. So it was really hard to make a buck.
well, sure.
You know, so I got out of that and ended up taking a job managing an Elks Club in North Canton.
Okay.
And I had to fire the chef, and I thought I would just hire one, you know, real easy, and wasn't as easy as I thought, so I started cooking and talked to friends of mine that were restaurant owners and self-taught myself and used my mom's recipes to create specials and create menus and went to seminars and became the chef and manager.
Now, at home, what are you famous for cooking?
Oh, I do just about everything. Probably homemade pastas the most is what my grandkids all love steak and prime rib. So
Okay.
whenever they come, it's steak and potatoes. They live in Carrollton, so
Oh, okay.
they like prime rib and Delmonico steaks, and they love our beef jerky and Slim Jims that we have here from our cattle ranch.
Do they?
They eat that stuff up. My son-in-law is a hunter, so he does the venison with the cheese in
That's
it and
very
all
good.
that trail bologna and
Yeah.
all that. So they're into that stuff. So, but when we go down there and I take that stuff down there, it's gone. They eat it up.
It's gone.
So-
Yeah. Okay, so you came, you met the Leathermans.
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet the Leathermans?
Coming to Liberty Residence, and back then this wasn't here, so they all came over from home office every day for lunch at Liberty One, Mr. and Mrs.
Really?
And, yeah. So they were always over, you know, I cooked one day a week was like my paperwork day, and then I cooked the other 3. But what was nice about it, I worked 4 10-hour days. So that
Well, that's what you do
so-
now, right?
yeah. Yeah, so that was different than then on Sundays after church, Mr. and Mrs. Leatherman would come, and eat with the residents and stuff, and then the office people came over to eat, and we had like a little private dining room over there and stuff. So, and it kind of just created my own menus and home cooked food and stuff like that. And then when we decided to build this, then I would experiment with our residents and give them a little bit of nicer cuisine and use them kind of like guinea pigs to try new things we were thinking of opening up with over here. So
Too bad we didn't know David then.
Yeah.
We would have been guinea pigs
I'll
for sure.
bet those residents loved
So that
it.
was a lot of fun. I actually just stopped over and seen Jeff Nicodemus, that was back there, was our administrator, and we were telling stories about some of them. It was kind of, I actually have met some of their children that come here, that of their parents that I,
that's
had
pretty cool.
when I was over there.
That's
So
very nice.
So it's a long time of being in this community, and the people that I've met and families. It's a lot of memories.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so, well, let's just talk about what you normally do in a day. Now, I know that there's no typical day for you. You get here early.
yeah, usually today I had to come in at 6 because we have the guy comes every other week that cleans our beer system, and then usually on Thursdays the guy comes to clean our hood systems in the kitchen. So I'm usually always here for them to do their thing, and then Lions is every Thursday, and then actually today I'm going to try to get out of here by 3:30, and I'm going to go down to Sandy Valley and watch my grandson play basketball.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to doing that. So I miss this is his last tournament of the year, and I haven't been to a game yet. So you never know what's something breaks almost all the time here. So you're always repairing things and covering for people that call off, and counts change on people. And what's about the banquet center, you're changing those rooms every day into something different. So it's nonstop flipping the rooms. You just don't, like this room is always set for the next day, and what comes, it is what it is. But there you have to, like this weekend we have Feeding Medina County, so we got to they're coming in tomorrow to start getting set up. So we
And
have to
how
have
many-
everything ready.
How many people are you going to serve on Saturday?
They have 327.
Wow.
So that's a good sized crowd.
Yeah.
So I understand, I was talking to Brian Hall, they've already sold 520 tickets to the Wadsworth Youth Football fundraiser in July.
Oh my
So that's
gosh.
probably going to be about, I told him to stop at 590. Brian, if you see this, 590. That's it. It just gets so crowded, and that's probably the max, for everyone to see the stage and all that
It's
stuff.
a lot of people.
It is.
So when you made the transition from Liberty One to here, were you were probably involved in all the preliminary stuff too? When they decided to do this, were you involved in some of those
Yeah, I helped.
planning pieces?
I was involved in some of the building and
Okay.
health. Back then I did all the health inspections with the health department
Okay.
and things like that, and menu planning, plan the menus for the banquets and things like that.
Okay.
So there's a lot to do.
Yeah. Well, people always say that Galaxy's the only ticket in town, but thank goodness it's a great ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. Because you
Yep.
probably have seen more weddings.
Yeah, we used to do about probably 40 to 45 weddings a year, and then the barn thing came and
Yeah.
took a few from us and stuff. But that's since that happened, I've started the dinner theater thing.
Okay.
Like a couple of weeks ago, about the day after Valentine's Day, we had the Diamond Project. It's a Neil Diamond tribute band, and we do a dinner theater with that. And we've done the Eagles, and we've done Jersey Beat, which is like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And then I just booked one in October, on October 2nd, called Rumors. They're a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. It's supposed to be
okay.
real good.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then
We've been to the Rat Pack
the
one.
Rat Pack we do on Thanksgiving weekend. And then I'm in the process of getting a Beatles tribute band for in June that I'm trying to get. That's real good.
Very nice.
So, and people,
Yeah.
what people from Wadsworth tell me when they come to those, that it's nice to come to something like that without having to drive to Cleveland or,
Yeah.
you know, especially when it's the bad weather and stuff.
Yeah.
So those have been working out pretty good for us.
Now, I want to ask you, because I know you have worked, I've worked with him for 20 years.
I have too.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I started out at the
Joe
health
was a
department.
DJ when I first met him.
That
back
was
in
the way.
day.
That's actually the first time I ever met David, when I heard that the Galaxy was opening, and I had just started a DJ company.
Big year.
Big Year Entertainment. I came in and well, I tried to get a meeting with him, but he had a good gatekeeper at the time, but then we did eventually meet when I was at a wedding, and then it was, I mean, between that and all the nonprofit stuff and the bank, yeah, I'm gonna miss having you here.
Yeah,
I'll miss you too.
yeah. You can say that, but I think you'll have a smile when.
I do have a few people that I probably won't miss.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
sure.
a few, huh?
Just a few. Yeah.
No, but it's even the ones that, you know, that you do business that, of course, you get along with some better than others. There's
Sure.
some you know what to expect and what's going to happen, but you still have to treat them professional and friendly, and that's the key to this business. The service is, you know, no matter how beautiful a place or, you know, if the service isn't there, then it really doesn't matter much.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I was thinking too that you have helped nonprofits raise so much money for their mission. Yeah.
Yep, there's been a lot of those. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, like Feed in Medina County this weekend, and the Wadsworth Youth Football. I mean, there's so many, it's hard to even keep track of them
Yeah,
all.
even the last couple
Yeah.
of months, the Scholarship Foundation
Was here.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
The Grizzly Foundation was here.
Yeah. So yeah, you've
There's a
helped.
lot.
It's like the winter months are usually the fundraiser time, and then spring is the proms, and then June, July, actually September and October are probably the wedding months now.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
right after Thanksgiving, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
You know.
I would think. Well, so what's your favorite part of what you've done here at the Galaxy? What do you think is your?
Probably doing weddings and making a happy bride and groom. I mean, I've been doing, before I came here, I've even done weddings. I've been doing it 36 years. I've been in this business, so I've probably done 2,000 weddings.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh.
I mean, back when I started catering weddings, it was $10 for a buffet. You know, where that's when you could go to the KFC hall
Right.
and cater, and you used like a kitchen out of your house there, and and lugging all that stuff there, and it was totally different. But nowadays, people are into different themes and all that stuff, so keeping up with all the different trends and all that stuff. Like the color this year for weddings is blue. A lot of navy blue seems to be the color,
Okay.
But the girls that are going to take over in banquets are, that's what I've been doing most of this beginning of this year, is, passing on my knowledge and stuff like that. And I think they're going to be a good team.
Oh,
So I think
good.
things will keep rolling right along.
So you've been, really, you could say that you've been taking care of people in one way, shape, or form for 36 years. So what are you going to do now?
Well, the first couple months when I'm done, I'm going to work on lowering my golf handicap,
There you
because
go.
it's doubled since since I started this. I used to golf a lot more, than I do now. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to, let it sink in and see, and I'll probably do something part-time, I would imagine.
Sure.
I'm just, I'm old enough now to where I just am tired of sacrificing my time and not seeing my grandkids enough, and it'd be nice to celebrate Easter and Mother's Day and all the holidays.
Sure.
And I haven't had Thanksgiving with my family. I couldn't tell you the last time. You know, it's been a long time.
He had said that before we
Yeah.
started. We were talking about it, and I thought, I never thought of it that way. But I mean, you haven't. And Christmas can't really be Christmas for you because you're so busy.
We
here,
do
you're here.
we do like 120 to 160 banquets in 3 weeks' time. It's just
Oh my
like, you know,
gosh.
early in the morning, like we have the 4 banquet rooms and that room back there, and you can do 4 at lunch and flip them all and do 5 at night. We've had 9 banquets in one day, you know, so it's time consuming.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would just sleep for 3 straight
Yeah.
weeks. I don't know how you do it.
I don't.
Well, you know, now that I'm getting older, you know, your head thinks you can keep doing it, but you know, the rest of you doesn't really agree with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I quit wearing dress shoes about a year ago, and I've been buying more comfortable shoes because you're always walking on this hard
Yeah,
floor
hard floor.
and stuff in here. So that's helped, but I'm gonna miss a lot of people. You know.
Yeah.
Boy, we're going to miss you, David.
Yeah.
The Lions, you know, that we have today, we've been doing them for 20-some years. Started catering them at the Masonic Temple, you know, and then down in this basement of Liberty One, and then since they've been here. So,
And now I think you should be a lion.
you know, that could possibly happen,
I
you know,
think
down the
we
road,
would
you know.
love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we would absolutely love it. Of all the times that, and weddings and events, because I know that you do a lot of funeral lunches too,
Yes.
or funeral dinners as well, and those are kind of a surprise thing. It's not like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sometimes I think I've heard the National Cemetery out there does 13, 15 funerals a day. And we do maybe 4 to 5 luncheons between the restaurant and the banquet rooms a week sometimes, you know, depending. And, you know, those are really sad sometimes, you know,
Sure.
some of the stories that are evolve around and then the people that you know from Wadsworth and you do their families thing, it's a sad moment. And I've had a lot of my friends and people that I've known here pass away in the last couple of years, you know.
Now, one thing that I wanted to make sure that I brought up was I think you must be a terrific boss because your turnover rate is
Oh.
so low.
The same people have worked. I've seen the same staff members
For years.
for years.
Yeah, in the banquet area, I probably have over half of them have been with me 15 years
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah, and boy, that's a sign of a good boss.
Well, and even
Yeah.
you know, when I talked to Ed, who's my favorite bartender,
Me and Ed are the only 2 original employees
really.
from here.
Well, you know, I was talking to him at one of the events that I was at, and he made a comment. I said, "You're still here?" And he goes, "You know, I'm at the point where I don't even have to do this anymore, but he loves it, you know."
Yeah, he works full time at Remington.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I didn't know that.
40 hours.
Yeah.
He goes in early in the morning every day at Remington, 40 hours a week.
Oh my
And then he
gosh.
comes here.
But yeah,
But that's a true testament to someone that you have
Yes.
staff that has been here with you that long. Is
Yeah, I'm gonna miss them. That's part of it. That,
yeah. And it's been nice for me having things here with the chamber and other organizations that I know the same people here. And yeah, so that's been really a bonus.
that makes a big difference.
It does.
You know.
And I was thinking, just like with funeral dinners, it has to be so nice that, because that's such a tough time in your life, that you can make one call and know that it's going to be excellent, you know, and that your family and friends are going to be taken care of. And that's
one less thing you have to worry about.
one less thing
Yep.
during a tough time.
So you said before we started, you said you had 17 work days left.
Yeah, as of now, it's looking as March 28th is going to be probably my last day.
Do you know what your last event is?
It's the Salvation Army Auxiliary Fashion Show.
Oh,
There you go, going out
Yep.
with a bang.
Yep, and then I have another event in the evening that night. So, yeah, that's usually 300 ladies. Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. We've had, I forget, they have a celebrity of some kind, I think, coming this year.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah, we've had Betsy Kling was here one year as
Okay.
a model, and her daughter, you know,
Wow.
so
Robin Swoboda,
Robin Swoboda has been here, yeah.
Wow.
Brad Pitt.
I would think that's
Imagine what them women would do for
Oh,
that.
Oh, yeah.
I would think that's going to be a very bittersweet feeling when you walk out of here for the last time. Because
Yeah,
you've spent so much time here.
yeah, but I think the Leathermans would welcome me back to help if they needed something. I'm not, gonna run. I'm
Right.
gonna still be around, and if any of my employees need help with anything for a while, I'll be there to help them. I'm
Oh,
not
of
changing
course.
my number or nothing like that.
Hey, David, in all the years that you've worked with weddings and fundraisers, what has been the most unusual thing that people have requested of you?
I've had a couple dogs that were in the wedding party.
Okay.
They had their dogs here to be in the actual wedding party. I've had a groom that got up from dinner to go to the restroom and left and never came back. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things,
He never came back.
Never came back. He's took off.
Have you ever?
He was late getting it. They actually did the ceremony and the reception here, and he was 45 minutes late getting here for the ceremony.
Should have been a sign at that point.
Yeah, finally showed up, and then when we served salads, we thought he just got up to go to the restroom, and he left.
Came back. Have you ever had a time where the room was set, ceremony was somewhere else, and gotten the call that, hey, it didn't happen?
No,
Okay.
I've had him show up late, to where you had one of the craziest ones we ever had was probably about 15 years ago when all of northeastern Ohio had a blackout. A transformer, something happened.
Yes.
We had the firefighters convention here, 300 people, and it was the Saturday night of their dinner and banquet and DJ and all that stuff. So we went down to our car dealership and got generators, brought them up here and plugged in the generator, got gas grills out back and cooked on gas grills, and we pulled it off.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
We had to get reefer trucks, refrigerated trucks here to bring all of our food from the basement up and put it all to save the food. And
What you should do, now that you're going to have all this time, is you should write a book.
Yes.
I've actually thought of that.
People would buy a book about, the stories that you have to have.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would. Yeah, I could tell you one that I probably wouldn't want to share, publicly of things that have happened, but
Yeah.
it's amazing some of the different kind of events that you have.
Oh my gosh. And I was here one time, not attending, but a Mensa convention.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
And that, not that I was invited. Yeah.
They actually were here the whole, I don't know if you're familiar with Mensa. They're people that have a real high IQ.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't invited.
Got it. Now I get it.
But they were actually, had the whole banquet room and played games. We had to have someone here the whole night, Friday night and Saturday night. And then Sunday they had their final thing. But they played these games and that were new and gave their opinion or whatever of if they would be good.
Really?
So the company could, I think, base on their playing it if they would want to sell them
Okay.
or do it. And then on Sunday when it was over, part of their reward was giving them games away to the people that were playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some different people there.
Yeah.
It was kind of the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Now, I was here for something.
Joseph?
I was here for something when that convention was going on. I don't know if I just came in for Lions or whatever, but I said to David,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on? And he said it was this Mensa thing and going on. And I can tell you, just from me, not one of them parked in the lines out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
They were just.
A lot of them were at the hotels, both hotels, because they were coming over here, going,
Yeah.
and then throughout the night, refreshing up and coming back and
Isn't
stuff
that
like
something?
that.
That is something.
It
I
was
do-
different.
I
We
do
actually have every year a toy soldier show also, where people come from New York and all over the United States, and they have little toy soldiers that are worth. You ever see that one Mel Gibson movie? He was the Revolutionary War, and
Yeah.
he was taking little soldiers and melt them to make bullets.
Yep.
Or they
Patriot, I think.
Patriot, yeah. They have some of those that were here. Some of them little of all the different army men and stuff like that.
Well, we have to wrap up. Didn't that go fast?
Yeah, it did go pretty
Yeah.
fast.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
David.
thank you so much for taking the time and thinking
Oh
about
my
me to
gosh.
do this.
Everything you've
Unbelievable.
done.
You
Yeah.
were two of the people that I will definitely miss.
Thank you.
Okay.
But we're going to ask you to come back after you've been on retirement.
Well, when he writes his book,
Yeah.
But I think we should find out what you've been doing in retirement.
check in on him.
All right, give me. I can do that.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
David Cavalier, we're going to miss him immensely.
We are.
And so have a great week, Wadsworth.
Okay.